Damn it. Damn it. So close. So close to a proper open. Good morning. Welcome to the Wake.Show. I am Chris Fisher, and it is a pleasure to be with you here today. We'll go over stuff you should know. We got about an hour's worth of a show today. Chris McCarty will be stopping by. I'm excited about that because he's been on the road for the last, week now, or almost a week. I downloaded his music and I listened. Chase Rice. I don't know why I can't get that guy's name down. That doesn't make sense to me, but for some reason I can't. Maybe because he's stealing my Chris McCarty away from me and it's bothering me. But Chris is going to be stopping by the show today, and we'll be chatting up with him. He's performing tonight here at Bake More Pies, a private event that's going on, but we'll check in with him. All right, so we'll get to stuff you should know. How was your week in there, Samantha? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm doing okay.
Doing good?
Yeah, I feel pretty good today. We'll see. I have to meet with the accountant for lunch today, and that is never fun. Meeting with the wife and the accountant at the same time, and I'm sure that is going to be a stress-filled lunch. That's why we do it at Hooters. I'm not kidding. I've been meeting him at Hooters for probably 10 years or something like that.
I mean, can't go wrong.
It helps ease the pain a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit sometimes. All right, so let's see what we got. We'll be talking about today. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Good morning, Elliot. I prefer to let the rice come to me. All right, so there we go. Chase Rice. Hopefully that'll help us stick. Instead of Chase Rice, I prefer to have the rice come to me. All right, and that'll stick. It'll stick from here. Thank you. I appreciate that, Elliot. How was your weekend? How's the family? Good. As if you answered back. All right.
Our description's all up and posted.
All right, all the social media's done.
I'm getting it.
Getting there?
Getting there.
And here we go. We're cooking with good grease now. All right, so some of the things we'll be covering today, Star Spangled Fergie. I don't know if you saw her rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. It's getting mixed reviews, mostly negative reviews. I think some people are trying to like it because it was different. And so they're trying to go, okay, wait, are we missing some art here? I guess the same thing happened back in 1983. I can't remember who the artist was now. I mean, maybe it's in the article when we come back to it. But somebody who did a version in 1983 that got just, do you say lambasted or lambasted? Lambast.
I think lambasted.
You say lambasted? Good.
Yeah.
So do I. But not everybody does.
Yeah.
It gets got lambasted, and then years later they go back and go, oh no, that was genius. We just weren't ready for it at the time. But I can't remember who that was.
It says Marvin Gaye.
Thank you. The name that was in my head was Otis Redding, but I knew it wasn't Otis Redding. Marvin Gaye. You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Damn it. I really like that you're here. I really do.
I'm here.
Another thing that I was thinking about. Oh, shoot. No, let me run this down. I'm not going to let my ADD get away with me, get control of the show this early on. So the Olympic fist bump is a pretty simple story. It's because of the norovirus, and that they're worried about there in South Korea. They don't want people shaking hands, but part of the long-standing tradition in hockey, I guess, is the old handshake. And they're saying, no, please, fist bump. You don't need to catch that stuff. Also, the killer is sorry. I got a string of stories to talk about today, and I'm sorry. And I know it's heavy stuff, but we got to keep talking about it, and hopefully something comes of it. There are protests. They're protesting right now in Parkland, you were saying? Or are they scheduled for today?
Facebook. It might be scheduled. I know that there's been protests all weekend.
They've been protesting. You've seen a lot of the kids that were affected by this, or a handful of them, really making the rounds on cable news. Very well-spoken and very passionate about the adults need to get something done. Good morning, Jeff. How you doing, sir? Hope all is well. We have a story about a kid here in Pinellas County in St. Petersburg who makes a threat. And then you were saying that the day after this shooting last week, there was a school in the area where a kid just pulled the fire alarm.
Right. My old high school, actually, which is in Pasco County here in Florida, I guess someone pulled the fire alarm the day after, and I think that that's what happened at Parkland.
Right.
And the day after. So all these poor kids, all these high school students just saw this happen
And
across
now-
social media. And then I can't even imagine that.
Yeah. It was a very interesting conversation last week when Sam. By the way, if you're new or you've been away for a couple days, you're like, who the hell is this chick in with Fisher? Samantha works. Sam works here at Bake More Pies with Cords and everybody, and handles their social media. Not just handles their social media for Bake More Pies, but for whatever. I don't need to bore you with what she does behind the scenes here. Basically, she comes in to partly do what she does for other clients for this show, and that's to help me and the Wake.Show with social media. But you have aspirations or had aspirations of media and radio, right?
Correct. Yeah. I
All right.
actually, when I was younger, I really was into radio broadcasting. And I think eventually I would like to still end up working in that capacity.
Well,
but now
I don't
times
know.
are changing, so maybe podcasting's where it's at.
Yeah. Excuse me. This is radio on TV.
Radio
Streaming.
on TV. There you go.
It's not your
Streaming.
Not podcasting. Well, last week you made a joke too. You're like, you'll joke like you're going to take my job or something like that. But I was thinking about that over the weekend, and who knows how this ends up playing out?
Yeah.
Because you were very comfortable behind a microphone. You're comfortable in this setting. So, one of the things, and I hate doing this because if Cords is watching, then he's be like, dude, what are you doing? Are you changing the show on me? No. My brain goes to a lot of different places, a lot of different possibilities, a lot of different possible futures. And so when I get fixated at one, it's not like I'm trying to make that one happen or this is the definite future, but I go, oh, I can see this happening. And after last week, one of the things I could see happening is somebody like Sam, and there's other Roy comes in here every week from Bake More Pies. Caleb is another interesting. There's
great.
Well, I got to tell you a story about Caleb. So anyway, my point is this: there's a lot of cool people roaming these halls. There's a lot of creative people roaming these halls, and then I thought, well, maybe the Wake.Show becomes something a little bit different. And it is a collaboration of all of us here to Bake More Pies, and we add our own kind of 2 cents in. And I guess I would be the hub if that was like a wheel, and you guys would be all the spokes that kind of be the hub to make to bring it all together. But for the most part, yeah. So you would come in. Well, you're coming in every morning now to do this, but who knows how long this lasts? Roy does the same thing, but really putting together a segment so everybody in this building, if they want, could have a platform to create.
Right.
And not only that, but a lot of people around here have some serious anxiety issues too. And so this is a great place to come in and work on that. When you're staring into cameras, you have cameras and lights all around the room, and it feels very awkward. You want to get into an uncomfortable place, an uncomfortable spot. There you go. You learn how to maneuver in here, and you can maneuver anywhere.
Right.
So I don't know. So maybe you do become the future host of this show. All right, back to stuff you should know, and the Trump versus the FBI and collusion, that whole thing. There's a bothersome tweet over the weekend that we'll come back to, and that's our president. And I don't like to necessarily go down this path because for some people, it could register as you just piling on, but. He does seem to be a specific personality, and I know they've thrown out the term narcissistic personality disorder, but then the people who are huge Trump fans just immediately get so angry, and they go, "Wow, you don't say that when Obama's in there. He's a narcissist, and so's a narcissist." There's a difference between I've got a streak of narcissism in me. You can't be in the media. You can't be a politician. You can't be a lawyer standing up in front of a judge defending somebody else without having a streak of narcissism running through you, okay? It's not the issue. Most people in that position do have. It is when they take it to the category of narcissistic personality disorder, it's where the brain cannot if you don't mind me using some double negatives, cannot not help itself but to constantly put itself in the center of the universe, and everything has to do with that tweet. So he's talking about himself versus the FBI, and brings the Parkland tragedy into it. So we'll get to that story this morning. Black Panther roars. Wait, hold on. Let me put the highlighter on for this one. Highlight and highlight. Well, wrong highlight. Highlight. So I'm very proud of myself this morning. I don't know what this is called in the news world, in the media world.
It's just called genius.
It is not. It's the exact opposite. It is the exact opposite of genius. Puns. And they're very useful in newsprint and television because it can help you say what you want to say in fewer words. And so Black Panther roars is what popped in my head because I only have a few characters that I can use for this little sidebar. I don't even know what that's called. Shows you how much I know about television. This little sidebar dealy right here. And so I'm like, how do I put just one word in there that'll say, hey, did well over the weekend, and Black Panther roars. And I just sat back and laughed because I realized there's people back in the editor's room or copyright. I don't know how this works. That get to come up with these stupid ass puns every single day, and that's their job. That's awesome. Good for them. And my guest today, Chris McCarty, will be stopping by the studio a little bit later on, and we'll chat it up with him. Let's start with Fergie. Did not see this live, was not a part of the social media frenzy that followed or anything like that. But I guess she did not do a very good rendition of... have you seen this yet?
I haven't seen the video, but I've definitely read about it.
Okay. Well, I feel... I brought in... it's downstairs in my car, and it's my fault. But I brought it because she can't hear anything. If I play any audio, she can't hear anything because we only have one set of headphones. But I brought in this little... it's a headphone dealy, or you plug it, and it makes multiple headphone jack adapter deal. So I should have brought that in so you could hear what I'm about to play, and I apologize, Sam. So I'll just sing it to you. I'll try to do my best. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Okay, all right. So we'll start right there. I can see what people are. They're saying it seems a little like Madonna did this, or
I heard it.
or Marilyn Monroe. And while I've got it paused on her face right there, I'm gonna go adjust the. Actually, I can do it this way. Let's get back to it.
What's so proudly wail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
it's.
perilous fight.
I understand why people are taken a little aback by it, but I don't know that it's horrible.
She's very talented, actually. Like, she has a good voice, but I understand, like, the backlash.
Here we go.
And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof.
It's not too bad. I mean, it's a little bluesier, saucier version.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say,
Okay, all right.
stand star spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free.
Is that Jimmy Kimmel? Well, he'll be talking about that tonight.
And the home of the brave.
Okay, I understand why people are talking.
Basketball!
Let's play some GD basketball, I think is what she screamed there. All right, I can see why people are talking about that today. It was an interesting version. I read that it was bluesy and sexy-ish. And
that one note really caught me off guard there.
Yes. Yeah. But listen, it's not an easy song to pull off. She did it, obviously did her own version. You can have your opinion about it. I thought it was interesting. And I think it's one of those that I'll have to go back and listen to it a couple times. And maybe it does ultimately end up in that Marvin Gaye category where at first we're all like, what the hell? And come back to it in a couple years and go, oh, yeah, genius. Why is it that we can see genius in the future and not in the present when it happens? I'm not sure. Let's see. She's trying to be a lounge singer, but it's kind of painful. Yeah. Okay. There were times where you're going, okay, I like this. I get this. And you're right. There's other times you're going, but I don't know if it's just because you're used to hearing the national anthem sung a certain way, the Star Spangled Banner done in a, I don't know, more formal way. But we'll see. All right, coming up next, this was, like I said, a pretty simple story, but one of hockey's most time-honored traditions is a dangerous, if not happening at all, at the Olympics. And officials have told players to fist bump each other rather than shaking hands to prevent transmission of norovirus, which is highly contagious. And for those of you that were remember the 97X show that I did with Seth for years, he who's now the producer for Drew Garabo live at 102.5 The Bone here in Tampa. He was notoriously famous for not shaking hands. He hated it. He's kind of he is a germaphobe. Germaphobe. And so he went on the air even for years too and tried to make it a movement where people would just stop shaking hands altogether and only fist bump. He even liked the bow. I think he even wanted to, like the Eastern cultures, bringing in the bow so you don't have to touch it all. It does make some sense because of the spread of germs. What about you? Are you, Sam, when it comes to handshakes, hugs, high fives, that kind of stuff, does it bother you at all?
I mean, with this flu lately, have definitely been more cautious, but I don't think it's something that day to day I'm really conscious about.
I didn't think about it the other night. I'm doing a trivia last Tuesday night trivia at Boulevard Burgers, and I just sneezed a couple times. So I'm up at the microphone like this. I got a restaurant full of people, standing room only, and I just lean over and go, right? I hear a couple of bless yous. I do it again, and then people start. You hear the mumblings. I don't know. So someone's like, "Hey, do you have the flu?" I'm like, no, man. It's just getting to that time of year. I mean, I don't think I have the flu.
Pollen's very bad lately,
and it crushes me every single year.
Mm-hmm. High chords.
High chords. One second here. Oh, I've got some pictures to show you.
Yes.
Hold on, I want to make sure that they haven't come through yet. I wonder if I shut down. If you close it, then open it back up, will it reconnect and then pull the photos off my phone? This is not the picture that I want to show you guys, by the way. We'll pull that one off. We unfortunately will have to come back to that story a little bit here, but the dogs got shaved over the weekend. I want to see if it got pulled up. Give us some time. Oh, while we're waiting to see if that happens, let me show you this. What do you think that is? What does it look like to you? You'll figure it out in a second.
It looks like a door handle.
It is a door handle. All right. So that was a door handle that was part of the house that my wife and I just bought this past November. Now, it was not on the front door. This was a very odd looking house before the guy got a hold of it and then redid it, flipped it. So, and out kind of the front of the house there, you know how the front of the house will stop at the front door and then the garage will continue out, garage. So they came out to where that garage is and then built a wall extending across the front of the house, like for this extra barrier or something. It was an odd looking house. And then on that wall, they had a door that looked like a dungeon door. And then that was but I want you to look at it closer. I'm going to zoom in here. You see what's wrapped around the handle there?
Yeah.
My first thought is that whoever had the home before us, they rigged up that door to electrocute people. See that's exposed wire right there.
Yes.
And,
oh my gosh.
And so you see it's cut back here, and then the people that redid the house had just thrown it in the junk pile, and so I was ripping all the boards, whatever, not to bore you with those details, throwing stuff away, and I think that there's something I can do with this. I want to turn it into something. But anyway, that's when I first looked at it, saw it like this, and went, "Holy crap!"
You're right.
Am I? Or is it possible that that door that they put up and rigged up or whatever just wouldn't stay shut? Like this lock thing broke, and so they just grabbed a wire.
That's an odd thing to grab, though. I don't know.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a little nefarious.
I will say that the people that live in the area there, and those dog pictures aren't popping up, so I don't. And I would show you these, but my wife is not a big fan of. She's a very private person. She's not a big so unless
we could look at other dog pictures of them before.
Well, I mean, I can show you.
Always down to look at your dogs.
All right, hold on a second here. I'll show you. Here's Roxy. She got a haircut over the weekend, or got groomed, I should say. So there you go. There, that's her.
Oh.
And then this is the both of them together. You get the little haircuts.
Look at them.
I know. They're just and it's kind of funny too. You can't hear my wife. I don't know if you can hear that. She's saying, "Treat? Do you want a treat?" Yeah, I love that live feature.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I took a picture of them over the weekend as well. And this is us down kind of by where we live. And it's a cool picture because they're both running and they're both off the ground at the same times, right? There's a skyway behind them. How cool is that shot? And I love this feature because you make the live feature even on your iPhone. The cover right there, and it'll still do it. Wait, hold please. Of course it won't now that I want it to. There we go. And,
oh, wow, that's so cool.
And that'll make me, I feel like I'm living in Harry Potter land. I don't know. I just feel like I'm living in some magic, not just the future, but a magical future.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to head back downstairs, but that was
all right.
A great note to lead it off on.
Well, thank you very much for your help. I really appreciate it. You have a wonderful day. Are you going to, oh, no, you won't be here tonight. I will see you tomorrow morning.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll get back to stuff you should know. And like I was saying, Chris McCarty will be here shortly, or at least he said he would be. Said he'd be here by 11 o'clock. It's only 11:24. All right. Let's get to some stuff you should know. Hi. The couple that the Parkland shooter was staying with said they had no idea. They say everybody else knew, they didn't know. They do say that the killer is sorry, that Cruz is sorry. The couple who took in the teen accused of killing 17 people said today they did not see any warning signs before the massacre at a South Florida high school last Wednesday, which, because everybody else seemed to see the warning signs. The couple also said he told them he was sorry after the shooting. Quote, everything everybody seems to know, we didn't know. She said, James Sneed told Good Morning America. James and Kimberly Sneed opened their doors to Nicholas Cruz, 19, after his adoptive mother died in November. Cruz was adopted as an infant, and his adopted father died in 2005. It's a roller coaster of emotions, they said. It's still tough. We're still hurting. We're still grieving. While Cruz was briefly staying at the home of a longtime family friend after his adopted mother died, he went to live with the Sneeds at Thanksgiving because their son was a friend of his. He was very polite, they said. He seemed normal, they said. He obeyed all the rules, quote, to a T. James Sneed, 48, is an Army veteran, and Kimberly Sneed, 49, works as a nurse. So, they didn't see it coming, although, but is it fair to say that people saw this? I guess there was. I guess my point is hindsight's 20/20. So when all of a sudden the weird kid, because there's plenty of weird kids out there that aren't going to shoot up anything. There are weird kids, antisocial people, who, if they did something, you look back and go, oh, yeah, I could see it. Because they were antisocial. But I guess this kid had a couple of other things. But the Parkland students slammed Donald Trump over the weekend for trying to interject himself and making the Parkland shooting about him. He tweeted out, very sad that the FBI missed all of the many signals sent out by the Florida school shooter. This is not acceptable. They are spending too much time trying to prove Russian collusion with the Trump campaign. There is no collusion. Get back to the basics and make us all proud. If you're a family member, if I'm a parent of one of these kids, oh God, that would just send me through the roof. And because for me, being somebody who has a tendency to be a little bit narcissistic or can be narcissistic, I have to manage it. I have to catch myself, so I don't get too trapped in my own head and everything's about me. I can relate to making everything about you. Now, some people will say this is just pure politics. It's not. This guy is just he does what he does, and everything is about him. And so, even when you're looking at tragedies like this, the brain keeps bringing it back and trying to figure out how you're in the center of that world too. And then you're president, so it just enables you. So, students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, expressed astonishment that President Trump would use the tragedy they experienced last week to push back on the FBI's investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Late Saturday night from his nearby Mar-a-Lago estate, Mar-a-Lago, sorry I always say Largo, Trump accused the FBI of spending too much time on potential collusion between Moscow and his own presidential campaign. Trump suggested that if the Bureau hadn't been so focused on his campaign, that it may have been able to stop the gunman from killing 17 people last week. And then you see the tweet there. Ali Sheehy, a senior, was immediately outraged when she saw the president shift the conversation towards U.S. Special Counsel Robert Mueller's probe. Quote, when it popped up my timeline, it was something I read and was immediately mad about. It was not the first time that he has tweeted something out so close to an incident that rocked the nation. Really, that was about him. She sees it. Reading the tweet saying that it was because the FBI was too focused on his problem, that they should have been focused on other things. I don't know why he called attention to that. One of the other stories that I saw this morning, they had one of the students or somebody that was involved that day giving the FBI accolades. They were on top of things. I don't know. I'm not saying we know that a ball was dropped somewhere here, but it's tough, man. It's tough when you try to politicize stuff like this and you try to spin something over here to attach it to something over here so that you get whatever outcome you're looking for. But which brings us to St. Pete. Hold a second here. And there was a kid in here in St. Petersburg who was arrested for a school threat on social media. I'll get to that here in just 1 second. I just want to see where so another kid's making, all right, Trump versus FBI. Another kid makes a threat. I just want to see where Chris is. I feel like I'm living in Harry Potter land. How far away are you? You said you will be here at 11. Well, the only reason, it's not that big of a deal. It's just I need to know how to pace and time out. Whether he'd be walking in the door, should I try to get through all the news and then chat it up with him? Or, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to go over the conversation that I had with Chris earlier this morning because it was spontaneous. It was, I was trying to see if we could just check in with him because he'd been touring the country with Rice Chase. Right? Or Chase Rice. Son of a bitch. So anyway, so he's on tour with this guy, or he's doing some dates with him, I should say, opening up for him. And then I saw that he had hurt his hand yesterday, so I didn't even know if he was going to be able to do this event that we have going on at Bake More Pies tonight. And I was like, hey, well, let's check in and see how your week. Obviously, it was a fun weekend if you got a broken hand. And then he's like, well, I'll just come by the show. Hey, David. David, I'm going to try. I want to come see you this week. I got a lot of dry cleaning piled up, and I want to, you come by my place. I want to come by your place and drop off some dry cleaning. All right. So I'm not sure when Chris is coming by, if he's coming by. Pinellas deputies arrest a 14-year-old boy for making a school threat on social media, and the post indicated the shooting would occur tomorrow at the Leelman Innovation Academy in Pinellas County. The teen posted a threatening photo and statement on his Snapchat account on Friday. The post stated round 3 on Florida on Tuesday, along with the photo of the teen holding what appeared to be an AR-15 style assault rifle. Deputies were notified after concerned citizens reported the threatening social media post on Snapchat. And this is not. The first question. All right, nobody's dead. All right, nobody got shot. Nobody's hurt. So we can talk about another angle here. I still don't know how to use Snapchat because I thought Snapchat was just good for you send photos to other people that disappear in like 10 seconds or something like that. So how'd all these people see this random kid's photo that disappears? Unless I don't know what I'm talking about, which is highly likely. Enough of that nonsense. Talk about the Black Panther movie. Not Black Panthers. Some more on the shooting. Okay. So it seems like I want to do two things here. One, I want to point out nothing may happen. Okay, we may go through the same dance, the same steps that we go through every time there's something like this, where we go, okay, well, let's talk about something about guns, gun control, this and that. And then we have people go, well, it's too close. This is the time to mourn, not the time to talk. And then 5 days later, we go to talk about it, but there's another shooting, so we can't talk about it. We got to mourn again. Well, this keeps happening over and over and over and over again. So it was interesting to see politicians. Let's see, it was Governor Kasich. Damn it, how do you say his name? Over the weekend, Republican, calling on Congress, going, it's time to. He was frustrated because he knows that his colleagues are going to do nothing, or he feels like they're going to do nothing. Here's the time to do something. Jeb Bush, the same thing over the weekend. And then Al Hoffman. I know that's not a name you guys are going to know. It's not a name that I know. Al Hoffman is a very, very rich man, was a lead fundraiser for George W. Bush's campaign in 2000 and 2004. He's raised over $600 million for conservative causes, Republican campaigns. This is one of those people that if you're a politician, and obviously on the conservative side of things, you get to know. And then if he likes you, he gets other people behind you, and they're supplying money for your campaign and helping you out. Well, for decades, this Florida real estate developer, Al Hoffman, has used his clout to elect conservative Republicans to office, but the gun tragedy in Parkland has prompted him to add a new condition to that support. He refuses to back any candidate, including Republican Governor Rick Scott, unless they actively work to pass a national ban on assault weapons. That is very interesting. Because you were seeing more and more of this kind of talk over the weekend. Again, it just might be because things are very sensitive right now. It's very heated. The kids that survived, there's a handful of them that are out there in front of the cameras constantly. They're very well-spoken. They're very angry. And they're very motivated. They're very passionate and charismatic. So I don't know if this will, if this will be the beginning, the push forward for any kind of momentum to get, this kind of stuff passed. And I don't know. But then, of course, there's still those people that are on all the shows as well, talking about how none of this stuff would have prevented what happened. None of what we're talking about, no gun control, blah, 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 would help anything. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Well, this 19-year-old who had mental issues, had some serious issues, well, he needed a gun to kill those people. He needed a weapon. He couldn't have killed 15 people with his hands. All right? So to immediately shut down this conversation every single time after every single tragedy over the last 20 years is ridiculous. There's no reason he should have been able to get a gun. So here we go. So you're seeing more and more of that kind of stuff. The kids themselves that are saying we don't want to see a ban on guns. We just want to see something done. And so I came across this article because when I do listen to the others, when I listen to people talk, I don't see the other side because I'm not pro gun. I'm not anti gun. I realize that we live in America. In our Constitution, that is Second Amendment is there. It's very powerful. It'd be cool if, for me personally, it'd be cool if we lived in a time that you had enough support where you could go in and amend that or maybe clarify that Second Amendment a little bit or something like that. And if you're thinking, well then Fish, you're anti-guns. I'm not. I just don't care. I don't care one way or another. But to have all the weapons taken off the streets would be kind of nice. To live in a country in modern times where all the weapons are off the street, that would be kind of cool. We'll see how that plays out, though. But I'm sorry. We're not going to see how that plays out because there will be no adjustments to the Second Amendment in my lifetime. I would imagine anyway. I have a feeling that's just a long ways down the road. Which brings us to the Black Panther. Over the weekend, blows past expectations, sets box office records, a wave of feverish anticipation, fawning critical acclaim and groundbreaking cultural meaning pushed Black Panther to a record-setting $192 million in its debut in the United States and Canada theaters, firmly establishing the superhero sensation as a box office landmark. The Marvel film from the Walt Disney Company blew past expectations to become the fifth highest grossing debut ever. That's huge. Fifth highest grossing debut ever. Not adjusting for inflation, following only Star Wars The Force Awakens, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Jurassic World, and The Avengers. In estimates, Sunday, Disney predicted a 4-day holiday weekend of $218 million domestically and globally about $361 million. I cannot wait to see this movie. Oh, I know. Yes, it's all because of all the hype. Of course, that's why I can't wait to. There's a lot of hype surrounding it. Everything is saying that it's good, and I can't wait to. And this is right up my. I love the sci-fi fantasy, world, and I love this. Or a different kind of an imagining of Africa at a different time, and being a utopia, I guess, is a part of this thing. So I'm very looking forward to this, and that is stuff you should know for today, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, honey. No, I'm not talking to you, David. I was talking to my wife, Lauren. I see she just joined. That is stuff you should know for, what is today? I'm going to go with February 2019. Is it? Am I right? You're right? Look at that. Look at that. Solid. That's a good start of the week when you know what the date is. The movie was good. Well, get in here, Chris. Now it's time to bring in my guest.
All right, you guys, come on.
You're gonna bring in the kids over here too? I just have them stay on the couch if that's okay by you. Yeah. Here, we got here.
Can we put them in with me?
Well, I got a camera right here. We could here, like right now. Everybody's on. Everybody's on camera there.
All right, well, John, sit that way.
There you go. Okay. Do you just want to just grab that microphone there if you want to stay there? That's no big deal.
Wax, let me do this.
You do that. There you go.
Come here.
We'll just do this a little. Give you some more light over here.
There we go.
Look at this.
And my babies. The babies. Bring in the babies. Hi.
How's that? How's that look?
Hi.
Oh, turn it on. There's a switch on it. There you go.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Bettina.
Valentina. How are you, Valentina?
My name is Jahani.
Your name is Jahani?
Yes.
And who's that man right there?
My daddy, Chris.
That's your daddy, Chris.
I don't allow him to say Daddy Chris. Just he's letting you know. He's answering the question. You're very good.
It's your father.
Yes.
I
am no father.
What does Daddy do for a living?
Play the guitar.
Plays the guitar for a living. He sure does. And so this is the if you guys were watching last week or the week before, it's been a couple weeks. I think we had before we had this conversation. We were talking about life, death, the universe, souls, and whatnot. Yeah. And Chris was telling me that his daughter is his grandmother.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. You know that too.
It's funny. I have another friend of mine named Jeremy. His name. He was telling me that his daughter, same thing. We're really close. He and I, same thing about like his daughter, grandmother. I mean, it's interesting how much they resemble each other. It's interesting how
it's genetics.
It's like certain clothes that my grandmother used to wear. Like she's drawn to those same type of clothes. And
are you licking the microphone? I wouldn't lick that microphone if I were you.
My grandmother didn't lick the microphone. What's going on with you?
Your grandmother knew better than that.
Yeah, so it's cool, but it's I'll tell you this, man. I can just say that like there's no trying, there's no licking on the microphone. She wasn't supposed to lick it, so you can talk into the microphone. You can say hello, nice and calm. You can say it softly. Say hello.
Hello.
There you go.
So it's cool, but I mean, anyways, it's nice, man. I don't feel like I have that same missing thing anymore. I can enjoy her like this little pudding pop.
Well, it's been kind of a whirlwind for you the last couple of last
just
week.
So that everybody knows the reason we're doing it's kind of like bring your kids to work day. The little whirlwind. Sit still. Little whirlwind.
Uh-oh, is that the flu? Is that the flu?
Right? You're right. So the little whirlwind, I mean, when I got the phone call to fly out to LA, I was gone, and it was during a time when I had the kids. You look great.
Good, man. You look good.
See, he's a little rock star. And so, and I had to leave him. And so now, when you get back from a long trip and it's all about the music and other people, you just want to be with them. So
well, I was a little worried about you. I saw a picture yesterday of you, your hand, and you had hurt your hand, or you broke it, or what'd you do?
Yeah, we're gonna find out here in just a little bit if it's broken.
Are you gonna be able to play tonight?
I hope so. Yeah.
Have you already talked to Chords?
Yeah, we've had a conversation.
Oh no.
So I'm icing it, and I'm trying to do everything we can. But I don't want to not be here for this. It's gonna be a good show.
Well, I'm coming back here tonight. They are adorable.
Can you see the resemblance? What do you think?
Well, I haven't seen.
Hi.
Can I see the resemblance? They look nothing like you.
Nothing at all. You don't see it.
I do know your mom and dad.
Yeah.
No. Do you have your own mom and dad?
Do I have my own mom and dad? I do have my own mom and dad.
See, everybody has a mommy and daddy.
My mommy is in Ocala and my daddy is in heaven.
And your mommy's in heaven?
No, my mom. Well, close. Oh, she's in Ocala. I think that's the step before then.
His daddy's in heaven. So we all go to heaven at some point. We got to go back. You know that, right? So it's okay. That's why it's not scary.
Okay. Oh, so I'll go ahead and switch off of that. You go ahead and you take care of that then. Well, Chris, what happened to your hand? Please tell me it was a good drinking accident.
Honestly, man, I think it was I was carrying too much in the airport.
Talking to the microphone a little bit.
Oh yeah, so I was carrying too much in the airport, and I felt like a tug, and then when I woke up on my flight, it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh!
And then I tried to stop this door yesterday, and boom, and it was just excruciatingly painful. And that was it. And so now I'm like,
oh yeah, I was gonna say
it's rough, man. I've been ice and dunking it like in a bucket and whatnot. Just at some point it was gonna.
Hi, Jahani. It's gonna be the Jahani show.
Keep your mouth off that. Keep your mouth off that. Just get close to it. Hand off it too. No. Whoa. Listen, let's not touch like that. Okay. Let's just look at it. You can get your mouth close to it like this and say hello. Can you do that? Say hello. Do it.
Hello.
There you go.
That's good. Can you do it?
And now everybody around the world just heard you.
So you're on TV?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what were you for Halloween? Were you the Black Panther? Yes, before the Black Panther came out. You want to show Chris your picture? Hey, that's good. You want to show Chris the picture of Black Panther you were? Here, go take this to Chris.
Bring it over here and I'll show the people around the world your Black Panther picture. All right, there we go. Let's see that.
That's me and Valentina, but Valentina.
That's you and Valentina?
Valentina was
Simba.
She was Simba.
Thank you, bro.
Oh,
Panther.
that's adorable.
And see how cool? Trendsetters. My kids are trendsetters.
There you go.
You know, if we knew Black
right.
Panther was going to be out back in October, so I had my kid be that before any of y'all's kids were. I'm going to let you be known. Hey, come here, buddy. Okay, come back, sit back down. Sit. Show him that picture. This is
What?
you know
Now, what
how-
is this one?
You know how much you love your dogs? That's how much I love my cat. You love your dog. He's really cool, right?
That is funny.
Okay, both McCarty kids this way. Come back, sit down.
You McCarty kids.
Come sit down.
It's like well, you know, growing up in Ocoee, everybody knew the Fisher. Not everybody knew the Fisher boys, but those who knew my dad, as soon as they'd see one of us. You must be one of them Fisher boys. You must be one of the Dave's kids. Yes, sir. I don't know who you are, but yes, I am. So, what do you think about that being on TV like that?
You say you like it?
Worldwide.
Yeah. Say I like it.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Say hi to the world. Say hi, world.
Hi, world.
So, little V, if you were to do your own television show, what would it be about?
What would your TV show be about? Unicorns?
Yeah.
All right, don't turn off the microphone. Keep the mic on.
Okay, yeah. Would it
There
be
you go.
about pink unicorns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be about
Would the
unicorns.
unicorns be dancing? Mm-hmm. Would they be singing?
Yeah.
Would they be saying that my daddy is the best?
Yeah.
Would they be saying that I don't want to be like?
All right,
anything but
Trump.
my
You
daddy?
got to bring it right back to you. Jahani, what about you? Get in there with your dad.
Come
What
here,
about
bud.
if you were to do your own television show? If you were to write your own television show, you could do whatever you wanted on your own TV show. What would you do?
Hand off. Jahani
Just
show.
turn that
What's
microphone
Jahani show?
towards him. There you
What's
go.
Jahani show look like?
I will look like
Cookies. I'm sure cookies and rock climbing.
I will look like a pizza.
Well, I think it's a great idea.
What type of TV show?
I got it, Chris. How about this, Jahani? How about you dress up as Black Panther and do a cooking show where you cook pizza,
Pizza.
dressed up as? What do you think about that?
Is that your TV show now?
It's so funny. We're working so hard, to try to get viewers here.
Sound like a pizza.
But if we were to do something like that, he would have 1 million followers.
I like that calendar.
See how flexible they are?
You like this calendar back here?
What is it for?
Say it in the microphone. Say, what is it for?
What is it for?
This calendar here is to help me stay organized. It doesn't help. It doesn't. Not yet. It doesn't.
The illusion of organization.
Well, I'm trying.
I live that life too, my friend.
See, there's nothing on it.
My kids keep me organized.
See, laundry, scatter sand, grill starter,
We
silicone.
gotta eat. Oh yeah. No, I'm kidding.
So, anyway, that was my Christmas present.
Good job, bub.
That was my Christmas present for my wife, and I brought it in here to hopefully it'll help me stay organized. That is not my forte. What about you, Chris? You're an artist, entertainer.
Yeah.
We have a history
Yes.
of not being the most organized people
No.
in the world. So,
Yes.
how do you keep your life organized then, especially as a single dad? Musician, you got to book your own gigs, or do you have somebody taking care of that stuff? How are you managing your life?
I have basically 3 calendars. I've got my phone. I've got a huge calendar like you have on my wall, and then I've got like an actual journal I walk around with, because at any given moment I could be at any spot and not have something.
That would scare me.
I have to do a lot, and then of course with the kids, I mean it's, to tell you the truth, I'm actually deconstructing everything that we know, and we're trying to do a whole new routine. So now the routine consists of Mondays and Tuesdays I have the kids, right? So they go to school Monday and Tuesday.
So, what time are you up on Mondays and Tuesdays?
We are up at 6 o'clock.
And as somebody who's gigging on the weekends, I would imagine Monday is your
Day to
Sunday.
chill. Exactly.
Right.
Right. So we do that, and then I pick them up, 3:30, and that's our Mondays and Tuesdays. But on Wednesday, drop them off at school, but I stay at school with them until like nap time, and then it's gonna be gone, come back, and then same thing Thursday, same thing Friday. So I'm gonna get to see the kids all the time. Yeah, but when it's time to go to their mom's house, they go to their mom's house. So they're eventually they will only not see me 4 days a month, which is great.
All right.
So that's how you gotta do it. You just gotta, hey, what's your priority, and go from there. So that's how I'm doing it now. But yes, I have people helping. You know how it is. Yeah, is that us? What are you doing? You're standing there looking at this chair, buddy.
Yep.
That's my son. So, can't sit still. He's like his daddy. Hard to sit still.
I put the feed up on the big screen. So there you go. Back. Here we go. Live. Wait, hold on. Live.
Look at the TV. Look at the camera.
All right, there you go. Right there, right here. Here's the camera right there. You look right in there. And then a few seconds later, you'll see yourself up on the TV. Ready? Okay, so now we're watching. Now, showing your backside.
All right, so let's just do this. Let's do this. Hey, Johanny Valentina. Hi, this is Gru. I was wondering if you'd like to go out on a date.
No. Hi, this is Brew.
Say it in the microphone.
I'm wondering if you'd like to go on a date.
You got to say it into the microphone, Johanny.
You say it in the microphone, John. Say it right here.
Hello, this is Gru. I'm wondering, would you like to go on a date?
No.
Okay.
All right, Nina's turn. You do it, dude.
Hi, this is Girl. I'm wondering why to go on the date.
No.
Do you know Sean Hassett? Does that sound that Sean says, my boy Chris loves seeing you with the kids, man. Jaw's gotten so big.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So watching
awesome.
the show. Thank you so much for watching this morning. All right, you have you gotten out and see that? So you haven't got a chance to get out and go to the movies this weekend?
I did actually when I was in LA on my downtime. I went and saw Black Panther.
Okay,
Awesome, dude.
Oh well, all right. Get the mic a little bit closer there. I want to hear. All right, so it was everything that you wanted to be.
Sit up. I would say, yeah, dude, it was awesome. It was it's the same kind of storyline. I mean,
It's superhero movie, right?
Superhero stuff. I like the concept. I'm not really big on trying to, black and white and whatnot, but you couldn't help but be like, this could be a good balancing spot because you keep watching and watching, and then eventually you're just seeing humans, human. And so I couldn't help but wonder what other people might be, how they're viewing it, taking it in.
With
seeing the similarities is we all are really just alike.
Turn that mic a little bit so the other way. There we go.
Sorry.
And it's one of those old crooner microphones.
I got you, brother. I got you.
What about and without ruining anything for me? From what I understand, it's almost a utopian a city or region in Africa is where it's set.
Yes, to I just, and it's okay. This is not a spoiler, but
okay,
it's supposed to be a hidden city.
Okay,
that's ahead of the game than the rest of the world,
and they're hidden on purpose. They're keeping their technology and their lifestyle and everything to themselves.
And you can only imagine if we went to the world, what could happen. And yeah, that's my son. Yeah. So you see the camera. He's not camera shy like his father. And it's just...
Hold on, I got another camera to get on him there. There we go.
And now she sees it, and she's definitely not camera. She's the baby. So now it's on. I hope you guys enjoy this segment called the McCarty Party.
There we go.
There we go.
The kids playing to the camera there.
That's how they get. My kids are entertainers like their father.
And now look up at the screen. I got him up on the screen.
That's my kids, man. You're crazy. All right, honey, let Valentina make a face.
Let Valentina make a face. Hold on.
Hey, Nina, you guys, come sit back down and relax. And we're gonna play in a second. It's funny because when we were speaking, you guys didn't know we were all at the park, so we were running around, jumping around, and doing things. So when we put it on pause, they're still kind of in park mode, which is good. All right, Jock, come sit down, son. You won. You did it. You won. You got the crazy kid award of the day. You did it.
I want to hold it.
He's just like you, isn't
he? Absolutely. Speak quietly though into the mic, just like, hey man, hey, what do you like? You like to do puzzles?
Yes.
Are you good at puzzles?
Yes, I do.
Do you like giving to people?
Yes, I do.
Do you like helping people?
Yes, I do.
Are you here because you're supposed to help people? Yes. Right. Are you a good big brother? You like being a good big brother?
Uh-huh.
All right, I need you to keep your hands off that. I know. What do you say when you see people on the road? You say hi and
have a nice day.
There you go. And that's how we do it. Teach them how to, my kids will not be socially awkward. Hi, have a nice day, and go on about your business. Both of you sit down.
Tony Merriweather chimes in.
Yeah.
He says the McCarty Party live. Love it.
Love it.
And Cords has a joke to the.
You're the best.
To the perfect hidden city of Africa, Africantis.
Fair enough. I like that. Yeah, it's cool. Here's a cool thing, and I noticed that, we talk about Hotel Rwanda, and how we all know when we hear Hotel Rwanda, you think, oh, like Rwanda. It's cool they named it Wakanda. So the opposite of Rwanda, Wakanda. So it's interesting how in the subconscious you hear that, and it kind of, takes away the negative aspect of Rwanda, Wakanda, and it's all up and coming, and everything. So it's, I noticed that small little tidbit of information for you guys to give you.
But a good movie then, huh?
Great movie.
Awesome.
You'd see it. It's fun.
Oh yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's it for the Wake.Show. Chris, thank you so much for stopping by. I have to wrap things at noon today because I got business. I got to.
Can you guys say bye-bye?
Bye.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Say have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Say have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Chris. Have a nice day. Bye, guys.
Thank you. It was great having you on the show. And thank you for being part of the Wake.Show. We appreciate the likes and the shares, and for you being here every single day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Hold on. We'll see you tomorrow morning.